you guys have to see this interview. We're going through all the interviews I did with Trump supporters at the South Carolina Trump event. Ben and I traveled to, as bonkers as ever.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And the individual I'm about to show you, you've seen one clip from him in a past segment. This one is so wild. He believes that January 6th was actually an inside job, meaning it was actually the Democrats who coordinated Antifa and the FBI and whoever else, BLM, CIA, I don't know, all these different entities to attack the Capitol, but make it look like Trump supporters because, and yes, podcast listeners are purposely being silent. I don't know why. I don't know. And take a look at this and then we will discuss. So you brought up January 6th in the within the context of Nancy Pelosi, her son. What do you think? Because I've heard a number of different takes on this. If not the official narrative that we all saw, meaning Trump supporters angry about the statements Trump was making attacking the Capitol, what do you think happened? What was Nancy Pelosi coordinating or something?
Well, I've definitely investigated the situation. I was there. There were buses that came in, and all one has to do is take pictures of those tags on those buses, go to those bus companies, and track who paid for them.
You were there where?
At Jank 6. Yeah.
In the Capitol?
I was not on the lawn. The day before, when Enrique, a member of the Proud Boys, was busted in the airport with plastic magazines that they retailed to try to make money for their cause, I knew that the mayor and something was going on. So,
take a quick pause.
The FBI hasn't knocked on my door yet, but I was smart enough to turn around and get back. Antifa was paid. FBI was involved in instigating and breaking windows. And we will find that out soon as well. I do believe the FBI and Nancy Pelosi and the Capitol Police set that up.
Wait. Let's walk back. I got to get clear on this. So you're saying the violence that occurred, that definitely happened. You agree?
Oh, that definitely happened, but I'm not
that's
telling
crimes,
you that's
right?
MAGA. That wasn't MAGA.
So the assaulting of police officers was
FBI agents. That was paid Antifa, maybe some BLM mixed in. But these are paid thugs that have been paid by George Soros.
The FBI was attacking the Capitol Police?
And it was a setup.
So, what I just cannot get my head around there is all of it. But what's particularly wild about those types of theories is I get that not everyone bases their views on evidence and things that can be proven and all that, of course. But even if I were to go into conspiracy world and say, I'm just going to craft a story that feels better within my head, right? Okay, there's not evidence that Nancy Pelosi coordinated with the FBI and all that, but I don't want to believe that MAGA, the movement I'm a part of, stormed the Capitol, tried to prevent the lawful election process, all based on lies. So I'm going to come up with a different story. Why come up with a story that, even if it were true, just would not make any sense? Even if you had evidence, that would be such an odd and implausible series of events. Because, and by the way, we have one more clip I want to show to round this out, but quickly this, why would Nancy Pelosi coordinate with the FBI to attack the Capitol Police, to attack Nancy Pelosi, who had her life threatened, all for what? And before I speculate about some of the reasons as to why that might be, you remember this moment when I asked that same question to someone else who believed January 6th was Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats doing? If their goal was to get Trump out of office, and the certification was what was going on during January 6th, meaning they were doing the process to get Trump out of office, right? Certifying Biden's win, then causing January 6th would be the opposite of what they would want, because it interfered with the certification, right?
I didn't get that last part.
The actions of January 6th actually interfered with the certification. So doesn't it kind of not make sense that the Democrats would have instigated January 6th if that got in the way of the certification, which they wanted, because that was going to cause Biden to become president?
I just believe that I don't know.
So in his case, there wasn't even a reason, which how on this green earth, this blue and green earth we live, would you hold a view so strong and so notable, like it was actually not what our eyes saw, but instead Nancy Pelosi coordinating with the FBI, BLM, Antifa to do all of this, and then even separate from having evidence, you don't even have a why for it. What? That's crazy. So from some people, I'll get, oh, it was to make Trump supporters look bad. What would be the end game there? We do what would have been one of the largest conspiracies and the most pulled off events in political history, making it look like a bunch of Trump supporters who had a history of being Trump supporters doing violent acts, following lies that Trump had been telling this entire time. Somehow it coincidentally worked out where Trump said a bunch of things that seemed to indicate this would be a good idea, but it was still all coordinated by the left. And they would risk getting caught for that just to make Trump supporters look bad, which they're doing fine on their own. Yeah, so I don't know, Ben. You got anything? You got any answers?
No. I'm always just thrown for a loop after every single one of these interviews.
I know. And we were there. And still, I have no earthly idea what's happening. Well, that's that. We have more to get to, which we will later on. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before all the clips are uploaded to YouTube, plus get the full bonus show every single Saturday, you can do so by going to patreon.com/Luke Beasley. That's patreon.com/Luke Beasley. Link in the description.